A Cleveland man records murder on Facebook Live, tensions rise with North Korea, and how one Ugandan student is using his OSU education to help his family back home. This is Bullet Broadcast. Hello and welcome back. I'm Sam Stockard. We begin this week with news from Cleveland that has gone national. On Easter Sunday, Facebook turned deadly when Steve Stevens, a Cleveland man, posted a video of him killing someone on Facebook. The man who was killed in the video is Robert Goodwin, a grandfather of 14 who had been walking home after celebrating Easter with his family. After killing Goodwin, Stevens seemed to disappear. There was a massive manhunt for 2 days until Tuesday when Stevens killed himself in Pennsylvania after being chased down by police. Last Saturday, there was a bomb attack on buses carrying evacuees in Syria. The blast killed 126 people, with at least 68 being children. The attack happened near Aleppo when a vehicle filled with explosives hit the evacuee convoy. The evacuees were being moved from Foya to Kafraya and other Shia Muslim government-held towns, which have been encircled by rebels since March of 2015. No group has claimed responsible for the bus attack. And in more news overseas, the conflict with North Korea grows by the day. The Vice Foreign Minister Han Song-yeol told the BBC on Monday that North Korea will be, quote, conducting more missile tests on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis, unquote. He also said that if the U.S. took any military action, that it could result in, quote, all-out war, unquote. Vice President Mike Pence has taken a trip to South Korea and has stated that, quote, the era of strategic patience is over, unquote. Last week, we reported on a U.S. Navy strike group that appeared to be heading towards the sea around North Korea, but on Wednesday, it was revealed that the strike group wasn't heading towards North Korea at all and was heading for a destination in the Indian Ocean. However, now the White House is saying that there is a strike group heading to the Korea Peninsula. And over in London, Prime Minister Theresa May made an unexpected announcement Tuesday that she would seek a snap election. This announcement comes less than halfway through her government's 5-year term. The call for the election comes with the aim of gaining a strong mandate for the country's exit from the EU. Members of British Parliament approved the plan and will hold an early general election on June 8th. And returning to a story we talked about a couple weeks ago, Fox News' Bill O'Reilly will not be returning to the network. The company, 21st Century Fox, issued a statement saying, quote, after a thorough and careful review of the allegations, the company and Bill O'Reilly have agreed that Bill O'Reilly will not be returning to the Fox News channel, unquote. This past Saturday, Stillwater and the OSU family came together to remember the lives of the 10 OSU men's basketball members who suffered tragic deaths 16 years ago.
On January 27, 2001, the tragedy struck for the OSU men's basketball team. An airplane crash took the lives of 10 members on and around the team. This past Saturday, the lives of those 10 men were commemorated and celebrated with the 11th annual Remember the 10 run. However, there is more to Remember the 10 than just a race. Here is the event co-chair, Becky Shipley, with more.
Every year, we have several of the family members come back. A lot of times you can see them, they'll all be sporting the same shirts. We host a family dinner for them the night before, and it's really important for them to come and just mingle around and see the OSU family and community coming together to celebrate the lives of their loved ones.
Hundreds of runners lined up right outside of Boone Pickens Stadium for the annual 5 and 10K run. With events, you're going to have an extensive amount of planning and preparation that goes in beforehand. Race director Sean McCabe knows this all too well.
I've been involved with it for the duration of the race, which this year was our 11th run, and I've just been involved in primarily the race day aspect of it. Worked my way from assistant race director into the race director now, and part of the group that helps put the run on every year.
The race serves Stillwater in more ways than one.
It's special to me to be able to be a part of something that gives back to not only OSU and the community, but also celebrates the lives of the people that did so much for Oklahoma State when they were here.
Remember the 10 is bigger than just a race. For more information, please visit rememberthe10.com. These two individuals are just pieces to the puzzle as it pertains to the committee. For Bullet Broadcast, I'm Austin Fontenot.
According to its Facebook page, more than 1,000 people attended the run on Saturday. On Tuesday, the psychology department hosted a discussion asking, "Do Black Lives Matter to a Christian church?" Reporter Robin Hearn has more.
This past Tuesday, the OSU Ethics Center hosted Do Black Lives Matter to the Christian Church discussion. This discussion was the last part of their Critical Conversation series. Reverend Eric Gill from the Metropolitan Baptist Church in Tulsa came to speak to the OSU students and faculty about why the issue of Black Lives Matter is important to the Christian church.
Because I think the system of valuing black souls over black bodies has gotten us to a place of where perpetual dehumanization is taking place, where we don't even bat an eye whenever a black life is taken.
The discussion about Do Black Lives Matter to the Christian church was open to everybody, but mainly students were there to get some extra credit for their SONA for some of their classes. Students like Allie Lyons were there not only just for class, but to get a little bit more that she could take with her.
Oh, I took a lot from this presentation. But the main thing I took is that I never thought about the perspective that we don't ever think about the body and the soul as being equal.
During the discussion, Reverend Gill mentions how there has always been a separation between the white church and the black church, and also how the black church focuses on a person's soul, not body.
Black lives don't matter to the Christian church because the whole body does not matter. Only the soul matters, not the body. All right, so let's begin.
This discussion was helpful, especially in today's society. Reverend Gill brought up good points and information that everybody in the room, whether they're for class or for personal reasons, can take with them in the future. For Bullet Broadcast, I'm Robin Hearn.
Conversations is a series that hosts several topics throughout the year. This week, the Student Union Activities Board hosted several events in honor of Pride Week, including gay comedian Kevin Yee and a film screening of Moonlight. Pride Week finishes with SUAB hosting Dragonfly, the only drag show in Stillwater, tonight at 7 p.m. in the Student Union Theater. Tickets are $7 at the door. Apparel students will showcase their design in the Design, Housing, and Merchandising Department's runway fashion show, Euphoria. The high-energy event features the work of sixth-year students. The show will be held in Human Sciences Great Hall. Tickets are $25 and can be purchased online. The CEAT Diversity Program held a banquet Tuesday night to recognize student leaders. Reporter Michael Cox has more.
The SEAT Diversity Program is an umbrella organization over the already existing groups like Society of Women Engineers and National Society of Black Engineers. The program last existed in 2012, but was recently brought back at the request of major companies such as ConocoPhillips and ExxonMobil. The program works to encourage OSU's underrepresented populations to succeed in STEM fields and to promote unity throughout the college. Yoko Londa Spate is the coordinator for the program.
SEAT Diversity Programs, that is an organization for underrepresented, student groups. So it originally started in 1979 through the Council of Partners, which is a group of companies who started an endowment. To help support underrepresented, because we had a very low number of African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanic Americans who are pursuing engineering degree as well as women.
The SEAT Diversity Banquet is one of the first big events since the program's return. The event is meant to highlight and recognize the various leaders in the diverse SEAT community. The guest speaker at the banquet was a former naval engineer, Ray Montague. She spoke about her experience as one of the first women in engineering. The banquet also recognized many students for their efforts in their organizations. Awards were given out by individual organizations as well as the SEAT Diversity Program. Marley Fixico Hardison won Diversity Student of the Year.
It was a shocker. I didn't really think much of it. I just kind of applied. It's kind of just like recognition. I feel humbled to be honored this award and to receive recognition for the hard work that I put into ACES for the year, and just all the programming and the type of events that we put on.
Fixico Hardison said she felt the diversity programs were important because they provide everyone an opportunity to succeed. With Bullet Broadcast, I'm Michael Cox.
Information on the programs can be found at studentservices.okstate.edu/diversity. Lastly today, one Oklahoma State student from Uganda overcame adversity to come to America, but his struggles did not stop there.
A lot of college students complain about their lives. But one student you'll never see complain is Mwanika Jobi. Mwanika came to OSU from Uganda, leaving behind 3 siblings. By age 13, he had already lost both his parents, and he knew that he couldn't provide for his family and achieve his dream of a college education from home. Still, it was difficult to leave his brother and 2 sisters behind.
They were both excited and sad, but they had to remember that wherever I'm going, I'm not going for myself, but I'm going for them too.
Adversity soon followed Mwanika's arrival in Oklahoma. The man who had initially committed to pay for Mwanika's first semester injured himself in an accident back home and died. Mwanika's chances of having his tuition paid died with him.
The wife told me, now you see, my husband has died and he has a really big family, which big family will need support. We are sorry, we don't think we might be able to pay anything for you.
Just when all hope of funding seemed lost, God brought John and Teresa Britton into Mwanika's life at church.
I found a letter on my room telling me, hey, you have less than 24 hours to evacuate.
He got a phone call from our pastor saying that Mwanika is getting kicked out of the dorms and he needs a place to live. And I said, well, we need a bed. If they can help us get a bed, then he has a place to live. Our pastor took us like the very next day and bought him a bed. And then he moved in the day after that.
Mwanika quickly became the Britton's 3rd son. Teresa Britton remembers the first time he called her mom.
It's like hearing your own little baby, here you call it. Like, because, my kids said dada first. So that first time they said mama is just, it was that same experience all over again.
Mwanika has now completed 6 semesters at OSU. He has received multiple scholarships through both the International Students Office and the university. He also works for a number of professors as a research assistant to make money to send back home.
You ask him, what are you doing with this paycheck I give you? And he's like, oh, I pay for my food, I pay for my school, but I send money home to my family. And there's not too many people like that. There's not too people that have not only that kind of responsibilities, but that kind of understanding. So I don't think I understood any of that when I met him for the first time.
But even with all the scholarships, that's not enough to cover his tuition. He's currently $10,000 in debt to the university. He'll have to find a way to pay that off before August if he wants to stay in the States.
It'll be difficult to know that you're going to have to say to someone that it's time to go home without your ultimate goal. And for Mwanika, I think it could be a bigger issue for he and his family.
Mwanika is still hopeful that he will find a solution. But even through his current adversity, Mwanika never lets his challenges, past or present, keep him from being happy.
Sometimes life you have to battle with a lot of stuff, but I'm really appreciative. That's why I keep smiling. It's a really sad story. Sometimes I used even not to be able to tell a person my story for more than 5 minutes without crying. But right now, I keep smiling.
Although he remains hopeful, he needs the support of his cowboy family and others who are willing to help. If you would like to help support Mwanika, you can donate to his GoFundMe account at gofundme.com/Mwanika. Now Montel is here with us for another sports recap. Welcome back, Montel.
Thanks for having me, Sam. Patriots and NFL fans alike were shocked to find out former Stars tight end Aaron Hernandez hanged himself in prison on Wednesday. Hernandez was convicted of first-degree murder in 2015 and was serving life in prison. Officers found him hung with his bedsheet attached to his cell window. The 27-year-old was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead at 4:07 a.m. For his agent Brian Murphy, he thinks suicide is out of the question, tweeting this: "We give the Hernandez family our deepest condolences." Well, speaking of football, we've talked about a lot of sports on this show, from football to baseball. However, I have forgotten about one of the most relaxing sports. Well, the only one I can think of that's relaxing is golf. Yes, that's right, the OSU men's team dominated the golf course this past weekend, picking up its 4th win of the year on a 6-stroke victory. Not only did the team win, 5 Cowboys took part in competing individually and racked up 869 points, which would have been 4th place for a team. Talk about having a day. And while OSU athletes are having success on the field, it's important to focus on what they're doing off the field. On Monday, the academic achievements of students was celebrated at the annual Academic Awards Banquet, which took place in the West Watkins Center. Among the student athletes were Courtney DK and Zachary Olson, who were recognized as the Scholar Athletes of the Year. Woo! Congrats to all of you guys. I wonder what it's like to be smart. Well, anyways, back to some action. To the Diamond, the Cowgirls hosted Central Arkansas on Tuesday at Cowgirl Stadium and pulled through with a late 5-4 victory, bringing their win total to 29. After going up 3-0, UCA was able to pull off the comeback and notch it up at 4-all. Fortunately, OSU had Maddie Sue Montgomery on its side as she hit the game-winning RBI to seal the deal. Overall, she finished 1 for 3 at the plate. Next up for the Cowgirls is a trip to Tulsa, where they will be looking to get win number 30. Well, that is all the time I have for you guys today. Be sure to catch me on the next episode of Bullet Broadcast. Sam?
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Sam Stockard.
And I'm Montel VDOT.
We'll see you next week.